Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Laurent Bukobza and today I'm going to present for you the second movement of the Sixth Piano Sonata, Opus 10, number 2. This second movement should be a slow movement. This sonata has 3 movements, so the slow movement should be in the middle, but in fact it's an allegretto and it's a minuet and trio. So I've talked a lot about minuet and trio, so please go back to the previous videos, pause now, go to the previous videos. When I talk on the third movement of the first sonata, third movement of the second sonata, I explain all of this in detail. This movement will be a minuet and trio. We will have 2 halves repeated. Then we're going to go to the trio, which will have 2 halves repeated. And then we go back to the beginning and we play each half this time, but not repeated, and it ends the piece. Well, in this case, the first half will be repeated, the second half will be repeated, that's for the minuet, but on the trio version, Beethoven will make so many changes that actually he's going to rewrite almost everything. And when we go back to the beginning, when we replay the minuet, it will be also written because Beethoven will write a lot of variations. So that's unusual because we don't vary as much. So we have a movement that's in F minor. The whole sonata, the sixth sonata, is in F major. So it's kind of unusual, but it's not that far off. Knowing Beethoven now, F minor to F major, we've seen that before. It's going to start in a very somber, dark way. So let's listen to this beginning. See, I repeat that first phrase of 8 measures. And then I'm going to go to the second half of that minuet, and we're going to recognize something that I've talked a lot at the very beginning. The sforzendos, these sudden accents. And at the end, to finish the phrase, this trill that we talked a lot starting in the third sonata. And then a part that I really love, to me it sounds a lot more like Debussy, and the second time even more, then it sounds like Beethoven. So let's listen to it. You see, this kind of dreamy sound, it's different. And there's an imitation, so Bach again. I'm going to show you the imitation. So the left hand responds to the right hand. We close this minuet. Now we go to the trio. The trio will be in D flat major. We talked about the little turn, the gruppetto, the vocal aspect of it. So we have that first time we have this. And at the repetition, it's going to be different. We'll have. So we have 2 things that plays in here. Not only we have the sforzendos again. Remember sforzendo, Beethoven, sudden accents, extreme dynamics, Beethoven, Beethoven, Beethoven. But also they are misplaced. They are offbeats. So you see what happened in the fourth movement has ripples through all these sonatas now. And we have the second part of the trio. Sforzendo on the top note again. Sforzendo. Sforzendo misplaced accent. So this is the second part of the trio, which uses the little bit of the beginning of the first part of the trio. And then the second, so the repeat now of the trio. Little variation. Something very interesting on the difference in repeat. Listen to the first time we have. 2 sections that are separated by a rest. The second time we'll have. So no rest, and that chromaticism. beautiful, isn't it? That's really gorgeous. And then a transition back to the beginning. So all that is exactly verbatim to the first time, but now off beats again. He's going back to this off beat. So it gives a sense of agitation. Then we have the same accents off beats, but come that section that said that sounded like Debussy. Now listen the second time. We are now in the minuet. Second time we went back without the repeat. It's dreamy, it's very different. I feel I'm playing Debussy when I play it. I don't feel I'm playing Willie Beethoven. And then these off beats will last until the end. We have something on the beat. Boom, boom, finally. But for now, we never had anything settled. So that was my explanation of this second movement. Let's now listen to it without interruption. very interesting second movement, pretty unusual. I hope you enjoyed my interpretation and my explanation of this second movement of that sixth Beethoven Sonata. You can follow me on all social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and of course on my website, laurentbukobza.net. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, to put little thumbs ups on the video. I will see you for the third movement, highly virtuosic movement. You don't want to miss that one. Write down your calendar because it goes all over the place on the keyboard. Thank you very much. Goodbye now.